The next concern is that it's too complex. It's just too complicated. I just don't get it. It's like I said before, things are changing all the time. I know with the social media, I know this stuff is kind of hard to keep up on. Video is not necessarily social media, I like to tell it. It's kind of separate. You could use social media to promote it, but it kind of stands alone on itself. So it really is not that hard to do. Just, again, keep it simple. I always tell people to keep it simple. Sometimes I sit in meetings and I get thrown 4,000 ideas, and I'm just like, time out. What are we trying to do? You're trying to get the ingredients out to these guys. Let's just keep this simple, and let's find a way to just focus on that one topic. So that's the biggest thing. You watch local commercials, and they're yelling at you, and there's so much information, and it's just like you don't need to do that. You just find the one message and keep it simple. Here's a perfect example of keeping it simple. I'll play this video and talk to you about some of the stats on this one too. This is a blender company. They sell blenders.
Will it blend? That is the question. Now we're going to do something kind of unique here. Here I have a dozen light sticks. These are break and shake light sticks. They last for 12 hours. Now it says on the instructions, do not punch, cut, or bite in your light stick. Now, it doesn't say don't blend the light stick. Let's turn the lights off for effect. That is a 12-hour lantern. Don't drink this.
They have like over 100 and something videos. They blend iPads, they blend marbles. It turns to like dust. You're not supposed to breathe it in, but he messes up in the video. It's almost shot very 80s style. It's like millions of views on each one of the videos. And he sells blenders. And he can say, well, I don't have content. What should I do? Just blend stuff. I mean, you know. So, I mean, again, it's just, it doesn't get any more simple than that. That's not a high production value. They've increased, now they're actually at a studio now shooting some of these, but the guy even messed up. He made a mistake talking in the video. But if you go to YouTube and type in will it blend, hundreds of videos and millions of hits almost on each one of them. It's great. He cracks the iPad and stuffs it in the blender and blends it. So it's quite interesting. But so that's what we talk about. Start with the basics. Goes back to start basic. Who are you? What do you do? Or not to promote, but if you don't know what to do, hire somebody who does know what to do. Talk to your marketing. Talk to whoever. Hire somebody else who could help you come up with some ideas to get going. So the reason number two is well, what is my ROI? Go ahead. So the concern is, how do I know I'm getting a real return on my investment? The truth is, obviously, well, video is measurable and can be tracked. So there's a lot of great tracking devices, companies out there who could actually track who's watching these things. So again, all marketing is obviously a risk, but there are ways to get the most bang for your buck. I know there's web page analytics, so you could be tracking who's coming to the site, what they're watching, when they're logging on, what they are watching, when they're logging off of a video, and you can kind of keep your eye on what's working and what's not working, whether it's better on your home page, whether it's better on a landing page. Also, there's YouTube optimization, so there's stats within YouTube that you can go to and actually track as well as to what's working for you or what's not working for you. If you have a little extra money coming to the PR distribution end, there are bigger companies who actually you could hire to do the distribution service for you, who can try to get it out there on all different fronts. Sometimes those pre-rolls, or depending on how much money you want to spend, there's other avenues that these companies can point you in the direction of actually getting the most use out of it.
Pre-roll?
Well, sometimes when you go to click a video and you see almost like a 15-second, it's a commercial, but you can get placed on some of that stuff, or even off to the side. There may be ads that you can click, and they're just videos off to the side. So there are companies that actually place those for you. So again, with all marketing, you have to have a plan. You have to be realistic. You can't just go make a video and say this is going to be a viral hit. The word viral, you can't plan a viral hit. It happens. You can't say I'm going to go make a viral video. We don't sell viral videos because I can't promise you that you're going to get 3 million hits off something. We can do our best, but I can't promise that. So have a plan and try to have it realistic. So the number one reason that we hear all the time is it's too much money, I can't afford this. So I'm going to hopefully try to talk about the concern of being that it's expensive. The truth of the matter is you can create a high quality, affordable video on a budget. There's different ways. We like to think that this is one of actually the least expensive tools in your marketing mix. I mean, if you could spend a lot of money on television, and we don't discourage this, by the way. If television works for you, if radio works for you, if print works for you, that's all fantastic, and continue to do it. A lot of times you're driving people back to your website. The video is great to have on a website to connect with people when they come to your website. So nowadays it's kind of an all-encompassing mix. I know Kathy always talks about drip marketing, which is great, and I truly believe in that. You have to do a bunch of stuff. If direct mail works, continue to do the direct mail. We're not saying not to, but if you're going to drive them back to the site, what's the game plan? What's the call to action? What are you going to continue to do once you get them to go? And on top of it, you spend a lot of money. Let's go back on some of this stuff. You own the video. You pay for the video. You could use it in social media marketing, on your website, on YouTube, in your newsletter. You're not paying each time you put these things up in certain places, whereas a radio ad is going to run out and you're going to have to renew and pay the money on that again too. So it is, we like to think, a little bit of a least expensive tool in your marketing mix. So the fact is, people ask me all the time, well, how much does a video cost? It's like, well, it's the complexity of the idea is really what it comes down to. So here's an example of, they did this in-house. I don't think this cost them anything. I'm going to play this and I'll show you. It could be if you have an idea, you have one of those flip cameras, you could shoot something along these lines.
Okay, mattress dominoes. Here we go! Yeah, baby!
I'm actually talking really fast, and I'm whipping through them. Just an idea. There's no lighting, there's no audio. Maybe they had to go out and buy a camera. I mean, that pretty much doesn't have to, again, I go back to it, doesn't keep it simple. You don't have to spend a ton of money to create something funny. I mean, somebody has to come up with the idea, but if somebody has an idea, just grab it and go. If you want to go to the next level, that was probably under $1,000 to do that. I mean, like I said, to buy a camera, maybe buy a cheap software to edit it. It's almost one shot. They went through the whole thing. There's one edit there before when the bed goes into the truck. A lot of people have people on their staff who could probably have a little technology. You can go into iMovie or something, and you can create something like that in iMovie. The second thing is production value. So that concept equals, and production value equals budget, as we like to say. So this is a little bit more, this now has some production value to it. So go ahead.
There's a moment when you're looking through that camera that you see that person come and you're like, aha, there they are. What a compliment that you know that in someone's home every day they're looking at a piece of art that you created for them. When I'm shooting, I smile. I cannot wipe the smile off my face. You just say to yourself, wow, this is what I get to do every day. This has been a lot of fun, but let's get shooting.
Something like that. We shot that. We did 2 edits, a 3-minute and a 40-second. We were there less than 4 hours. less than 4 hours of editing, and I'm not going to give the exact price, but we do videos somewhere like that from between $1,000 and $5,000, depending on what the concept is and how long we're doing something. So again, the budget is determined by the concept, so the complexity of the idea and the production value we say equals the budget. To go one step higher than that, the next idea is actors, voiceovers, wardrobe, makeup. It definitely, the range could go, again, with the ideas, but we'll just show something like this. This is a little bit more than the next level from that last one.
I can't believe they took more of my money. I just feel beaten up every month with all the fees.
All I wanted was an answer to my question. It's unbelievable that no one could look me in the eye and simply explain what happened with my account. I'm exhausted with people not caring.
You know, I just wanted someone to sit down and talk to me, but all they did was run me over and try and sell me stuff I didn't want. There really has to be something better out there.
At McGraw-Hill Federal Credit Union, we hear you.
We hear you.
We hear you.
We hear you.
It's really great looking at my statement each month and not being surprised by hidden fees. I'm getting really great value now.
Accountability. You answered my question, and you were on top of it. Now, I have peace of mind.
Thank you for listening to me and answering my questions. You were there for me.
At McGraw-Hill Federal Credit Union, you don't have to feel beat up, exhausted, or run over anyone. We hear you. So visit us for more information at mcgrawhillfcu.org.
Obviously some more time, scripting, casting, wardrobe, makeup. So something like that, I mean, it could go anywhere, 5, 10, 15 minutes. It can be a little more time consuming when it comes to that type. But going back to the other level, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, like I said before, and it doesn't have to cost a ton of money to get a quality production out there. And I've whipped through this without Chris here to keep me more in check. I talk very fast.